The average Nigerian civil servant is not hostile. Hear me out. You've probably spent days or months trying to get one signature or a document, and somebody makes one phone call. Suddenly, the same person that didn't want to attend to you is now smiling, explaining the process. Same civil servant, but completely different interaction. And no, it is not about who called. It's about what determines the version of the civil servant that you encounter. So why do they even behave like this? Well, biology says your brain adapts to whatever environment you put it in, and very quickly it's able to learn what works, not what is the right thing to do, what actually works. Now let's look at the system. On paper, the Nigerian civil service follows the Westminster model. The politicians decide what the government wants to achieve, and the civil servants figure out how to achieve it. They're supposed to be professional, politically neutral, and rewarded for doing good work. On paper. In real life, one simple task can pass through several desks. Promotions don't always feel predictable. Someone can spend years working their way up the system and then watch a new graduate enter at almost the same level under different management. Let's not even start talking about the political interference and godfatherism in the system. And when it comes to rewards, there's barely any difference between the person who is working the hardest and the person who is doing the bare minimum. So eventually, this system stops feeling like a reliable guide for success. They call that institutional cynicism. Basically, people stop asking, how do I do this job well? And they start asking, what is actually worth my effort? Once that happens, the first thing that disappears is discretionary effort, or taking initiative, or common decency, if you will. It's the efforts that nobody can force you to give, like taking ownership, explaining the process to someone who is confused, following up on a file because it's the right thing to do. Instead, many people just do exactly what is needed to keep the job. And every interaction now becomes a calculation. Sometimes they help you because they like your hair. Sometimes because they expect you to press something after. Sometimes they simply don't see any reason for them to go beyond the barest minimum, because they're getting paid either ways. And scarcity even makes this stronger. If your salary keeps losing value and your family still depends on you, your best energy naturally goes where your effort actually pays. Which is why the average Nigerian civil servant has a side hustle. It's not like they don't have work ethic. They just stop giving it to the institution, which is why I don't believe the average civil servant is lazy or corrupt or hostile. It just means the moment an institution stops rewarding commitment, people stop offering it. Now, this is not an excuse for poor service. I've been on the receiving end of poor service. But if we keep blaming the individual, we'll miss the system that taught them that the institution is not worth giving their best to. Healthy institutions do a lot more than just paying people to do work. They earn people's willingness to do more than they are paid to do. Say Anjima.